What isn't possible in the world of dreams? Is everything under my control? Do I have the ability to control dreams? But someone asked me, why do we never have access to our cell phones inside a dream? What could the world of dreams be hiding from us? Could there be risks to using a cell phone in a dream? In this video, I test it. Hello beings, welcome. I'm Flamino, and today I'm going to show you what my experience was like trying to grab my cell phone and look at my cell phone in a dream. Before we start, leave a like here. It will really help my work a lot. This is a cool video, you're going to like it, and leave a comment. Leave a comment too, because it's extremely relevant and good for people who are here for the first time and don't know. I have the ability to control my dreams. This isn't a gift, it's a skill that anyone can learn. I even made a video here on the channel, actually teaching step by step how you can learn to control your dreams. It's a really cool video. If you haven't seen the video, check it out. It's long, but includes step-by-step instructions to follow. You can control your dreams, you can do everything without limits, you can do anything you want. In your dream, you act as the scriptwriter of your dream world. It's really cool, it's really worth it, and a lot of people ask me to do experiments related to this. Since I've been wanting to sneeze for a while now, recently, I don't know where this trend came from, but a lot of people started sending me messages on Instagram, asking me to try to find my phone in my dream, to get my phone in my dream. And I wasn't understanding anything until someone sent me a video about it, right? Someone sent me videos about it, right? A recent viral video started a trend asking why we don't use our phones in dreams. Have you ever thought about that? I myself had never stopped to think about that, and it makes a lot of sense because think about it, at least in my life. The cell phone is something very frequent, you know? I check WhatsApp and social media every single day without exception. In general, I spend a lot of time on my phone, and I know that most people also use their phones a lot, so why is it that cell phones are never present in our dreams? This is a mission for Douglas, the lucid dreamer. And then a bunch of people started sending me this and I thought, wow, easy, right? This is going to be a breeze. I've been through a lot here, trying to dream about specific things that people ask me to. And sometimes it led to horrible dreams, right? Even here on the channel, there are several videos related to attempts I made inside dreams, and some of them even turned into nightmares. It's a pretty bizarre thing. In some past videos, we even came to the conclusion of wondering if that was really a dream or if I actually lived in a parallel dimension, because nothing proved it was a dream. So yes, there are some very peculiar and very strange things in the world of dreams. And I, having this ability to be a lucid dreamer, to have total control over some of my dreams, try to unravel them. So there I went, adjusting myself again to that routine to have control over my dreams. For those who don't know, there's a routine, right? I don't stay in this routine all my life because it's a lot of work and it makes you lazy, you know? But it's a very effective routine that helps you have control, right? Actually, it helps you first to always remember your dream and then to gain some control until you reach absolute control. In the dream, anything you want or imagine happens. But this time it took more than 7 days. I didn't even count, but it wasn't every day either, but it took more than 7 days. It wasn't that easy, especially because this specific task, picking up the phone, looking at the phone, wasn't that simple. I did what I always do to remember my dreams. I wrote them down as soon as I woke up. That's the most basic thing for anyone who wants to have control over their dreams. First, you have to remember them. And the act of writing down your dreams makes you develop the habit of remembering your dreams more and more deeply, right? This detail of going back as much as possible, of remembering as much of the dream as you can. It's a very strange thing because sometimes you dream for a much longer period than you actually sleep. And there's no explanation for that. Time in dreams just passes differently because I've had 5-minute naps where I dreamed an entire day. I had an entire day of activities inside a dream. It was like spending, I don't know, 10 hours during the dream, but I only took a 5-minute nap. So, for a few nights I started writing down my dreams, but I already started writing them down, so that's how it goes. Dream induction. For those who don't know, dream induction is when you try to do certain things before sleeping so that it makes you dream about what you want to dream about. So, since my dream theme this time was about cell phones during the day, the dream routines actually start during the day. During the day, I'd ask myself if I was dreaming and check my phone, making it such a strong habit that I'd do it in my dreams. And then, before going to sleep, I would stay there looking at my cell phone, actually looking at the phone. Some things related to cell phone use, cell phone models, everything possible to put cell phone information into my head. Before going to sleep, I did that, and then I wake up and write down my dreams. I wrote them in a notebook, actually handwritten, but then I transfer them here to the digital part, which is easier, my handwriting. When I wake up in the middle of the night, it's terrible, so it's hard even for me to read. Look at the title of this first dream I had. How frightening, catastrophe and war in the water. Just to let you know, in this dream I wasn't lucid. I didn't realize it was a dream, I just remembered it afterwards. But I dreamed that a flood was happening, just like what happened in Rio Grande do Sul, but here in São Paulo. But in the dream, in my dream mind, I was aware that it was happening all over Brazil. But besides this flood, it was almost an apocalyptic scenario. There was a war going on between the police and the people, with the residents. I don't even know why. All I know is that I was terrified of getting shot in the dream and of drowning. Because I can't swim, right? I really need to spend about 30 days learning how to swim. Did you ever consider that I had a premonition? What was I doing in that dream? I was terrified, going into people's abandoned houses and looking for things that were useful to me. In their drawers, people's wardrobes, in the cabinets. Because I was in a survival situation, right? There was a war outside, everything was flooded. At a certain point, I managed to find a gun in someone's drawer and I was able to manage to swim. I kicked debris that was underwater and managed to float to another piece of debris, and that was how I was able to move while I was in the water. Then I managed to get out of the flood to a place where everything was still chaotic, all messy and destroyed, but at least I could stand on the ground. I saw the city in semi-ruins, as if a bomb had gone off over there, like there was really a war going on. And at a certain point in that dream, I was hiding, because I didn't want anyone to see me, and someone suddenly appeared behind me and put me in a chokehold. That was the moment I woke up. Man, I woke up desperate. You know that relief of, oh my god, it was just a dream. And let's move on to my next dream. Here, I also wasn't aware that I was dreaming, and it was a really strange dream. I don't know what this dream says about me. The name of the dream is a tight date. In this dream, I couldn't remember that much, like a long period of the dream. I remembered very little about the time in the dream, and my most recent memory of the dream is already starting, in a coffee shop. I was in a coffee shop with a girl who was there with me, very beautiful, and I knew that it was like a date for us. It's funny because I clearly remember the girl's facial features. And she doesn't look like anyone I know in real life, like she's a totally unusual person. She was a very beautiful girl, really, like that standard beauty. And in this dream I was having two things. I was drinking a cup of coffee on my left side, and I was also drinking a glass of orange juice, which I don't know what it was made of, but it was an orange juice on my right side. And in this dream, I started to feel like I needed to go to the bathroom, like in the middle of the date. So I excused myself to the girl and said, "Oh, I'm going to the bathroom real quick and I'll be right back, I really need to go." I really had to go to the bathroom, probably because I really had to go to the bathroom in real life, right? My physical body needed to pee. I looked for the bathroom in the coffee shop, but it was in a strange spot, covered in tiles with forbidden signs, like I wasn't supposed to go in. Then I passed by the girl again and said, "Oh, just a minute, I'm going to look for a bathroom across the street, I'll be right back." Then I left in a big hurry, really needing to pee, and it seemed like there weren't really any people on the streets. It looked like they were all men. São Paulo felt abandoned. Everything was empty and everything was closed. Everything closed, like one of those holidays when nothing is open. There wasn't a single place open for me to pee. In my dream, I kept wondering what happened to the people and businesses. Where is everyone? I had many thoughts, but the urge to pee was even stronger. And then, when the urge hits and it's about to come out, that's when I woke up, almost peeing my pants. I peed and went back to sleep. But I think I overdid it with the water and woke up 2 more times to pee. That strategy didn't work, so I stopped. Wow, I'm going to skip ahead at least to a dream that I remembered, because it was, I don't know, like 7 or 8 dreams. Without being aware, until in one of the dreams I became aware that I was dreaming here. This dream is called In Search of the Cell Phone in this dream. The earliest thing I remember is eating a lunchbox in the dark, here at home. Everything was turned off, I was eating the lunchbox in the dark, sitting here on a beanbag I have. Due to the unusual situation, I wondered if it was a dream. And I looked at my hands, and man, my hands looked bizarre and had some really specific things. It was like they were covered in smoky slime. So it was dark like that, and I was looking at my hands with my finger kind of broken, my fingers kind of crooked, kind of old, and then my hands were covered in smoky slime. I realized I was dreaming because of that strange thing on my hand, right? Looking at your hands in a dream can help you realize you're dreaming and become lucid. Because most of the time, the vast majority of the time, there's something weird about our hands. So, knowing it was a dream. Right away I remembered that I was there to make a video, that I wanted to grab my phone and see what would happen, right? I became very lucid in this dream, but not completely. Why? I knew that my goal there was to grab my phone so I could make a video here for the channel. But I wasn't lucid enough to know that I had total control of the situation in the dream. So what did I do? I went to look for my phone and I couldn't find my phone. I was desperate, trying to find my phone, and in my head I was thinking, man, I have to find it quickly because I'm going to wake up, and if I don't grab the phone, I won't have time to report it. No, I can't say anything in the video. If I were completely lucid, I could just snap my fingers and the phone would appear in my hand, that's it. But I didn't find it. I kept looking for it here at home, I didn't find it. Then I went to Samuel's house, which is 3 floors up. I said, bro, do you have my phone? I'm looking for my phone here to make a video on YouTube. Talking about finding the phone in the dream, I told Samuel that in the dream. He went there, looked for the phone in his house, but couldn't find my phone. Then I thought, it can only be on the street. Why would I have left my phone on the street? Then you realize I wasn't that lucid, right? Sometimes in dreams you know you're dreaming, but some things in your head in the dream make sense. It made sense that my phone might be on the street while I was desperately searching for it. I began to feel the dream fade and became aware of my body in bed. I kept saying, no, I can't find the phone or make the video, and then I woke up. But then, at least when you have a lucid dream, it seems like your brain gets used to it, and it becomes easier to have others. The next day I went to sleep, did my whole dream induction routine of looking at my phone before going to bed. I did all that stuff. I even meditated beforehand to focus and clear my mind from the day to day. Because if you're thinking about a lot of things before you go to sleep, about what happened during your day, you had a very busy day with a lot of things to do. Those things can linger in your mind and may appear in your dreams about your day. So I meditated first, right? At least when it comes to meditating, I'm pretty good at it. I do it really well. So I meditated before going to sleep to clear my thoughts and focus only on the cellular information so I could manage to dream about it. In this dream, I realized something that often happens to me. I enter an elevator, it falls, and I get that sinking feeling in my stomach. But right after that, I get really happy because every time I feel that sensation, I know I'm dreaming. But this is a pattern that's been happening to me for a long time. When the elevator starts to fall in my dream and I get that sinking feeling, I realize I'm dreaming and then do whatever I want. So as soon as the elevator drops in my dream, that's what happens. It happened in my building's elevator. I don't recall anything before entering, but I remember the elevator falling, the sinking feeling in my stomach and feeling happy. I exited the elevator and realized I had full control of my dream since falling from the elevator always gives me control. That was already in my head, and then I thought, oh, I'm here to look at my phone and tell people what happened, right? Simple as that, so my phone is going to be in my pocket. I knew at that moment that the phone was going to be in my pocket, but I got so scared to grab the phone, such a deep fear that I stopped. Just like that. I thought, damn, do I really want or need to do this? Then I reached into my pocket and felt my phone. And I said, okay, the phone is here. I can feel the shape of the phone right here in my pocket. But if he never showed up in a dream, I started to question in the dream. If he never showed up, is it because something could go wrong? Why did he never show up? So I slowly started taking my phone out of my pocket. And I could feel my heart in the dream. I could feel my heart pounding in the dream. And then I was looking at the back of my phone and my heart was like this. And I said, okay, I'm going to turn the phone over all at once and it's going to be on my lock screen. I was already imagining it in my head to avoid anything on the screen. The screen felt threatening and made me afraid. The danger in that dream was the screen, even though I knew I was aware and in control of that dream. and then I turned the phone over like this. I looked and it was the lock screen, and then it crossed my mind. Okay, now what's going to be there? If I open my phone, will it have the same information as my phone when I'm awake? A lot of questions started running through my mind. I unlocked my phone's lock screen with my fingerprint. The things that were on my phone were really the same things that were there when I woke up later and grabbed my phone to check. So my mind remembered my last conversations. Man, I thought that was amazing because I don't try to remember the conversations I had. It's actually kind of impossible. You remembering the order of the people you talked to last and everything, you know? And what you talked about? I took a look at WhatsApp and everything was exactly the same. I woke up and remembered everything exactly the same. In the dream, when I was looking, I said, okay, these are my last conversations. There's nothing special, but what if I want to change them? And then I decided to change them. And then the conversations changed. And I realized that the conversation happened the way I wanted in my head. It's something totally under your control. When you're really lucid, anything is possible. I could add people, even old friends I hadn't spoken to in years. Their contacts would appear and a conversation would show up as if we'd talked. In the dream, I was so lucid, I thought I'd wake up soon to write it down and check if what I saw matched my phone. When I'm awake, then I woke up, I make an effort to wake up, like I close my eyes and try really hard, then I wake up. Wow, there must be so many people thinking I'm crazy right now. When I woke up, I immediately grabbed my phone to compare, and everything was the same. That was the experience. I still don't understand why I was so afraid to look at my phone. I don't know if I had control of the dream. Why was I so afraid to look at my phone screen? Why did I put off doing it for so long? Why did I do it so slowly in the dream? But I proved that it's possible. Yes, you can dream about your phone, nothing bad happens. If you enjoyed this video, please like to support my work. There will always be videos related to lucid dreaming experiences here, either suggested by people or if a trend pops up, right? Like what happened last time. Now, by the way, I really recommend you study dreams and try to become a lucid dreamer because you can benefit from it. You won't just be someone who uses dreams for entertainment. I've already managed to overcome traumas and phobias because of lucid dreaming. It's really cool how far you can reach inside your mind in a lucid dream. This video ends here. Until the next experience, until the next dream. Ah, what a cloud this sneeze made. At night it's harder because I'm sensitive to the sun. I usually look at the sun to sneeze, but at night I can't sneeze. Looking at a light doesn't work. It's not the same.